Hi everyone. So I just wanted to go through the project plan instructions with you, which is your next assignment that will be due. And it is a group assignment, so whatever group you sign up for in Blackboard will be the same group that you will work on your project plan with. And this will help you to plan out your video project for the rest of the semester to keep you on track to make sure you finish it on time. So the first part here is just a reminder that because it's a group project, that all team members are going to receive the same grade. So make sure that you're all giving your input and ideas into each section because you don't want other team members to do it and then maybe you get docked some points because the section wasn't good because you didn't look at it. So make sure you look at everybody's work, or even better, all of you work together at the same time on the whole document. So make sure you've agreed on all of the ideas and then read each other's work if you do any of it separately and give feedback to each other because you're going to be graded on it as a whole. All right, the format for the project is that it's going to be, or sorry, for the project plan, is that it will be written as a business memo to me. So you're going to be using a memo header, which I'm going to show you down here. And you're going to want to use an agenda after that, which I will show you down there, bolded headings, block format, which is memo format. So this is very important. Your document needs to be single spaced. So just like mine, just like what this is written in memo format or block format, where it is single spaced, just there's no blank lines in between each line, and it is left aligned, so all of the text is to the left. In other words, at the beginning of this paragraph here, I did not indent, I did not hit the tab key. So left align everything, just like in an email, you never hit the tab key. And then you just put one blank line in between paragraphs or sections. So if you have multiple paragraphs, you just put one blank line, just like this, in between the two paragraphs or sections. And then for the headings, so I want you to have bolded headings, just like I have headings here as well. Starting with the project audience, which is down here, starting with this one, you can just copy my headings and use those as your headings. And then finally, don't include any of my instructions or questions from this instruction sheet. Don't copy any of that into your memo. I don't want to see any of my instructions or my questions. I don't need those. So just make sure it's just all your content. All right, so the specific parts then, like I said, since it's a memo, start with a memo header, and this is what that should look like. So address it to me, so you can just put Amy Bell. For from, make sure you include all team members' names, since you should all be working on this together, and you're all getting the same grade for it. The date is the date that you write it, and then the subject can just be project plan. And then your memo agenda is just one or two sentences where you just briefly describe what's in the memo. So you don't have to give any details. You're kind of just saying, you know, we're going to list the topics of our videos and we're going to describe each video. So you're kind of going through the headings and just kind of briefly listing like what the headings are. And that's a perfect way to do it. You can just kind of list the headings because you don't need to get into any of the details. You're just letting the reader know what are the contents of the memo. It's like a table of contents. All right, so that is the memo agenda. Next, I just want you to tell me the project audience. And this is where I say here, you're going to start using headings. So your memo header does not have a heading, doesn't have a title. Your agenda does not need a title. But starting here, this is where you'll put project audience. And then under your heading, just tell me in one sentence who your audience will be. And it's going to be the same for all students because it's going to be the new MSIS students who I teach next semester in BIS 605. So that's going to be your audience. In other words, that's who you're making your videos for. You're teaching them about job skills. And so they are your audience. The topics. So now this is where you need to choose with your group which of those topics from the assignment instructions for the overall project, which again, you can find that on Blackboard and make sure you look at that carefully because you're going to be needing to reference those instructions again to be able to do this project plan. So in the project plan, I'm also kind of testing your ability to read and follow instructions very carefully because people have a lot of difficulties just in general, just carefully reading. A lot of people just don't read things or they skim and don't read it very carefully. And so they miss things and they're not following the instructions. And of course, if you don't follow the instructions, you're not meeting the assignment requirements. And so you definitely will lose a lot of points if you're not meeting the assignment requirements. So look back at that instructions about the overall video project instructions from Blackboard and look at the different topic ideas and check on there too how many topic ideas you need because depending on how many group members you have, it's going to be different. So again, follow those instructions from the video project instructions in Blackboard. I think in Blackboard I've called it like group video project instruction. So make sure you check that out. And then remember you've got to choose at least one topic that has an asterisk next to it. So put those topics here. Like, so for example, if you choose cover letter, you'd put that here and then under it, write a few subtopics. So what are some of your pieces of advice that you would give someone about a cover letter? It's fine if you don't know that many because you're going to be doing research later. So if you can even just give like 2 subtopics, that would be great. You can go into more detail, later in the semester when you're making your videos, but this is just a rough outline. So make however many bullet points you need for however many topics you need. And then make a decision with your group on how many videos are you going to make and approximately how many minutes do you think each video will be. Again, this might not be exact. Once you start making the videos, you might find it's going to be a little different, but you need to at least have a vision for what you want it to be like. So you'll want to answer all of these questions. However, again, don't put these questions directly into your memo. I don't need the questions. I just need you to say, like video 1, video 2, video 3, video 4. And then for each one, answer these questions, but don't give the questions. So just say, the first video will be 5 minutes. The topics will be this. The team member speaking will be this, right? Just give me the sentence directly. So answer all those questions. Make sure you're checking again on that overall video project instructions on Blackboard to see what your time requirements are and how many the number of videos you need, because again, it's different depending on how many group members you have. So you want to make sure that all adds up to the required number. This section, so you've got 2 things to answer: what information or skills you're going to need to make your videos. The next part is the timeline of tasks. So this section is quite important because you're going to be making a detailed timeline for the rest of the semester of who is doing what and when, right? So just like if you were a project manager, you would also have to make a project plan and it would include some kind of timeline of tasks. So I need all of the tasks, and this could be everything from researching, right? So you're going to have to, if let's say you're doing it on intercultural communication, you're going to have to research some websites to get information about it. You're going to have to take notes on it. And then you're going to have to make some kind of outline off of that in order to structure your video. Then you're going to have another task where you actually record the video. And then you're going to have to edit the video. So you've got multiple steps there. Start and end dates for each of the tasks, and then who is going to be responsible for accomplishing each task. So make sure you read through this information carefully. Again, I'm very much testing your ability to read and follow instructions exactly. And if there's anything that you don't understand, please make sure that you email me or come to my office hours. You can either visualize your timeline in a table like this, and then just add more rows here under it for every task. Or you can do it as a Gantt chart. So I've just got an example of one here. So you'll probably be starting on your project in week 5, maybe week 6 at the latest. And I've also got this as an Excel file that I have got in Blackboard as well. So you can use this as a template and then make whatever changes you want, add more rows here, and then just copy and paste this into your Word document. So you can see some tasks might be just be a single person and others might be 2 or 3 or 4 people. All right, and then the last section is about team norms. So sometimes there's a separate document, like if you're a project manager, that's called a team charter. And that's often where the team norms would go, but you could also put them in a project plan too. Sometimes project plans will include things like team norms. So team norms are just how is your group going to function? What are kind of the rules that you're going to follow as a team to make sure that you get your work done on time and that you get it done to a very high standard. So these are just some questions to consider, but feel free to add any other ideas that you have, but you should try to address, at least most of these questions in the team norm section. Again, don't include my questions, just write to me directly about your team norms or rules. And so again, this is going to be something that all of you are going to need to discuss this all together to be able to answer these questions because you all have to agree on it. It's kind of like a pact or a contract that you're all making with each other about how you're going to deal with communicating with each other, what's acceptable for the length of time it takes for you to reply to each other's messages, attending meetings. How are you going to make decisions? Like if you disagree, are you going to vote? Are you going to have to come to consensus? What if there's conflict among group members? How are you going to handle that? At what point would you contact me about problems that you're having in the group? So you could write something about that, that if these things happen, then, Amy will be contacted to discuss the problem with the group if it gets, to a bad enough point. Is there going to be a leader in your team? When will assignments be completed by? So that sometimes is a problem in groups in the past in classes, is that some of the group members won't want to work on the assignment until the night before it's due, or like the night that it's due. Or the day before it's due, whereas other team members want to get started really early and they want to get finished early to make sure that they have enough time to get it done. So make sure that you all agree on that and that you're also building in a little bit of extra time at the end to revise and give feedback to each other and make any changes. So you might want to say, it all has to be done, a day or two before the due date so that it gives you time if there's anything you need to change at the end. So that is the project plan. So let me just show you really quick on Blackboard where you can find it so that you can follow it. So I have set up group project assignments here. So all of the group project assignments will be under this. So far I only have 2 things under there. So the project plan is the thing I just showed you right now. So that's the written document that's going to plan out your project. So if you just click on that, come over here, and then this will give you the due date and things. It might be different for your class as well. So this is a Monday class. And then you just come down here to view instructions. Sorry, there was a little black button down there that I clicked on view instructions. And then that will allow you to open that PDF that I was just looking at. And this is the Excel file of that Gantt chart if you want that. And then remember, you're also going to need to look at the final group video project instructions as well. So make sure you come in here and click on that. And again, just go over here to view instructions. And then this is the PDF of the full group project where it tells you how many minutes each video needs to be. So make sure you are looking at that very carefully. And please email me if you have any questions.